This is episode 3 of Gravity Part 2. So we went over the positive and negative and how they affect each other. So what about positive and negative gravity? So I can say that gravity equals positive mass over negative mass multiplied by force. So I can say that the gravitational force equals positive mass over negative mass multiplied by force. Which then I can take further and go into the geometry of the way it bends. So, which I would then, which is interchangeable. Which is then interchangeable with pull, which I then multiply all this by, something like something similar to the multiplied by 4 over 3. Derivative of 4 over 3 pi r cubed divided by well, a better way to represent this would be divided by over 2, 0. Almost there. Over to something like so something like this would be about the full like geometry multiplied by this. Very short section. And that's what I can remember of it anyways. And it's not fully accurate. So, I want you to think of a light bulb. Hanging from the ceiling. Light bulb. Now this light bulb has something we call, that's not it. It was something like an electricity, basically. It has electricity. So we'll just denote that with E for this. So I don't remember the symbol. So if I multiply, so E is equals the kinetic static friction, which is equal to temperature, which is equal to so a proton mixes with an electron. This is simplified. A proton mixes with an electron, and that creates temperature. That temperature creates static friction, which in turn creates electricity. So I have our two forces, our two charges, which gets me a charge which creates a force, or implements this. So basically, this light bulb creates photons through temperature and friction. Those are both forces. The photon is created by a charge, two charges, which create the force. Now, that charge then creates a charge that creates a force. So I can use this representation to say that atoms, I don't remember the symbol for atoms either. Atoms equal a charge, which equal mass, which equals a force, which then equals our gravitational force. So So, a gravitational force equals a charge. A charge get the force equals mass to get a charge that acts upon the force, which also happens to equal a force. Or this.